With the perpetual lies of Justin Trudeau and the rest of his lying Liberal cabinet members, nothing seems real about the current Canadian federal government anymore, and you can bet every one of their moves and policies now sounds fishy and looks suspicious to the majority of Canadians who have absolutely lost their public trust in the Canadian Liberal government. And now the Trudeau Liberals, in their subtle plan to probably censor the people of Canada, are telling the public that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police should apparently take over CSIS's job in taking down terrorist organizations, and to facilitate this, it could also go ahead and spy on Canadians because it's for the citizens' safety. Like, really? Are these guys being serious with me right now? You know, it just makes you wonder when exactly the lies and hypocrisies of the Trudeau Liberal administration would end. The same Royal Canadian Mounted Police Department who had used undercover agitators to justify brutalizing protesters and had used a mass murder tragedy to promote the Liberals' bullshit and narcissistic agendas. And Justin Trudeau expects everyone to believe this subtle plan to take away the freedom of privacy of the people of Canada with the same narratives he had used to perpetrate his selfish and totalitarian acts against the majority of Canadians in the past. The Liberals must be really joking. And of course, the jackbooted thugs of the disgraceful Royal Mounted Canadian Police are supposedly put in place to protect and serve the people of Canada. But it's rather shameful that, as we have seen over and over and throughout the pandemic, the only ones they are here to protect and serve are the dishonest and egregious pathological lying Liberal cabinet members in office. It's obvious that the majority of Canadians have lost faith in the RCMP and, of course, in most of the Trudeau Liberal government initiatives, considering their relentless policies aimed at censoring the internet, controlling the media, and staying in power through abuse of power, gaslighting, and outright lies. And even worse still, you would be absolutely shocked to discover who the spokesperson for the Liberal government initiative supposedly aimed at rigorously protecting the people of Canada. You know, it's just hilarious and perplexing. And that spokesman would be Liberal Public Safety Minister Marcos Mendicino, who is arguably a perpetually dishonest and shameless politician, serially disgusting liar, and egregious totalitarian-minded individual. This is a guy who had continuously lied to the House of Commons and to all Canadians about the invocation of the Emergency Act. And you know, it's just rather baffling how he still remains a minister and hasn't been forced to resign with all that lies and public misinformation. But then it isn't really surprising, considering that this is the Liberal government and it's only in Justin Trudeau's Canada dishonest and absolutely hideous perpetual liars like Marco Mendicino still remains in office as ministers. And in a rather funny and at the same time really disturbing manner, the Liberals are trying to justify that it's totally okay for arguably the two least trusted institutions in Canada, the police and the government, to keep spying on people without their knowledge, and that it's all for their protection. I mean, this is just totally insane. And for a government that has repeatedly refused to take responsibility for its actions, this is nothing short of another Liberals' narrative that completely lacks every form of credibility. And yet again, welcome to Trudeau's vision of a basic dictatorship in Canada modeled after China, North Korea, and Russia, whereby citizens are disarmed, surveilled, and speech, assembly, and travel are restricted. We've got some really delicate stuff to discuss in today's video, so stay around and watch till the end.